Whenever you spend time online, you are bound to see something that offends you, and that's why there's features like mute buttons and block buttons and ignore buttons, and those should be utilized by normal adults, but that's not always the case. And now, this female streamer is going viral on social media for trying to get men banned for making jokes about her in a match. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, yeah, I completely understand that when you are in an online match and it's a highly competitive space, somebody might say something that pushes a limit, but you can mute them, you can ignore them, and you can move on with your day. But that's never what people like this do. They will sit there and they will demand that their audience reports an individual, that their audience sympathize with them. And this streamer named Peach has gone quite viral on social media because now she's trying to get men banned from Counter-Strike who were a little bit mean to her, or that's the way that she views it. In my opinion, when I am going into an online match, right, I expect banter, I expect shit talking. It's a competitive space, and it really shouldn't be seen as that serious. But she said, I just want to show you guys how draining it is to play Face It as a woman these days. Yes, I know these guys will likely get banned. Yes, I have reported them. No, you don't have to tag Darwin, but it's getting draining. This is over 50% of my games these days. Banning these types of people only goes so far. The reason I am tweeting this is because I just want to ask the decent guys out there, please, if you see a girl getting harassed like this in your Face It lobbies, please say something. It won't always stop them, but it made me feel a little bit better knowing that at least one of the guys on the team also realized how this type of behavior is. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, wow, she is facing some absolutely horrendous abuse, lots of hatred, absolutely disgusting comments are being made, and really, it just boils down to people making jokes about the fact that she got herself killed in this game. So I'll play the clip. It's not that long, but it is pretty funny.
He's on the right side. Get in there and kill him. You just naded yourself.
Dude, can you shut the fuck up when I'm trying to clutch, please?
You dumb bitch! I'm trying to clutch up, low-key, trying to throw a grenade at my own feet. Now I'm embarrassed, so all I can do is lash out because Daddy never told me no.
She's just melting down. She's saying, oh my gosh, guys, I was trying to clutch up. Why are you laughing at me? Because you threw a grenade. You walked into the grenade, and clearly there's a wall to the right, but she fully turns like her character's body towards that wall instead of actually looking in the direction where the enemies would be standing. Now, I get that she might feel a bit embarrassed by this as a live streamer, right? There are always going to be moments where you feel embarrassed by something, but instead she could have just left the match. She could have just muted them. She could have simply like ignored what was going on. Nobody is saying any absolutely vile, degenerate comments. Nobody is like legitimately harassing her. Sure, again, you might be embarrassed and what they're saying is trash talking, but trash talking isn't illegal in online spaces. And as a woman who has been in the online scene, you know, since the Xbox 360 days, right? I have heard so much worse, but if something bothers me, right, I just ignore it. And I'm not saying worse specifically like towards me. I'm just saying in general, we're talking about adults being on voice chat and you can very easily mute them. But she wants these people banned because she's saying that she is specifically being harassed because she is a woman, when I don't get that impression from this clip. I just get the impression that anybody who would have thrown a grenade and then died by their own grenade would have gotten roasted by their teammates for this. Now, if she had just posted this clip and said, ooh, people are so mean, she would have still gotten roasted for it, but the backlash would not have been this intense. But because she's going on to call for their bannings, yeah, she is getting absolutely wrecked by gamers. 10.3 million views, 500 comments before she shut them down, 3K reposts, 19K likes. So there are some people who are defending her saying, like, this is disgusting. I'm sorry you had to deal with all that dumb shit. But then there are just a lot of people saying, you need to be less sensitive. She really just reposted this clip because she wants the victim points. She wants you to sit here and feel bad for her and say you're so sorry that she went through this. And again, there are definitely people on social media who will push the limits of what they're willing to say because they're behind a screen. But at the same time, we're not talking about legitimate death threats here or anything. I know what you're saying, but I would have shit on any teammate if they naded themselves like that. And she said, no, you're right. I'm so sorry. I accidentally naded myself in a confined space in my level 4 pug. I totally deserve to get harassed for the rest of the game. Again, you have features like the mute button and the block button. You can utilize them. Of course, there are plenty of people saying ban women from video games. They ruin the online gaming industry. But I think the victimhood mentality that society pushes onto people is what ruined the online gaming industry. All of these companies fighting back against toxicity or what they deem as offensive speech in their titles. It's not just because of women. There are men out there too who are, negative Nancy's, right? Who will tattle on anybody they don't like. Oh my God, toxicity in a game. How crazy that girls get people banned, but if it's me getting flamed, no one cares. Grow a pair, little bro. You sucked and now you want to play victim. You blew yourself up and then looked at a wall. Obviously, they're going to mock you and trash talk you. And yeah, I don't think that this is just because of gender. I think anybody on a team who would have done that would have gotten absolutely wrecked by their teammates. But of course, there are certain people out there who just view everything through an ideological lens, through a lens of gender or sexuality. And of course, they want to constantly be made the victim. They want people to feel bad for them, give them sympathy. They want people to pay attention to them. And that's really what this whole entire situation boils down to, at least in my opinion. This is nothing. What are you even on about? If this is online bullying, you're getting it easy. Press escape, press leave game, or press escape and mute all. That nade is crazy. Imagine playing in the old COD, Gears of War, and Halo lobbies. Yeah, like online matchmaking has always been pretty insane, but the voice comms of even a decade ago were way, way different just because, yeah, people now are afraid to lose their accounts. They put a lot of time and a lot of money into them, and they don't want that ripped away from them, which I completely understand. But we're talking about a game where adults are playing and adults are talking, and you're really just making yourself look like a doofus at this point. Please say something. No, just mute them. You can't argue with trolls. There are even women here saying, I give it right back to them, and as you should, and as you can. If someone's bothering you, throw it right back in their face. It's too bad you aren't in the EU/UK. This is legitimately much less common in Europe, and I would happily play with you. Yeah, because in Europe, you can go to jail for saying something a little bit mean on social media. Now, of course, I don't think that she's actually going to, make a follow-up on this, but right now she is getting absolutely wrecked by millions upon millions of gamers on social media. And hey, when you suck at a game and you are streaming it to the world and then you go online and you boast about how these people are probably going to get banned for their toxic behavior, yeah, you're not going to get a lot of people siding with you. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.